Hi, today we're going to be going over my April monthly budget, and I'm going to show you how I do that from start to finish. So while I do prefer to budget monthly, I like to divide my budget into the number of paychecks that I'm getting for the month. So for this month, it's going to be 2, and I have the budget set up in a way to reflect what would be going on in my checking account based on each 2-week period. Additionally, I have my budget divided into things that count as part of my cost of living and then things that are considered extra spending. And I do that to kind of get a gauge as to how much I'm spending, as I've recently decided to limit my spending to $2,500 every month in a sort of low buy. I have done low buys in the past, and they have been one of the things that have helped me to pay off my 6-figure student loan debt. And even though I don't have a debt anymore, I'm trying to build up my savings, as one of my goals is to become financially independent. A low buy is a great way to restrict spending without limiting exactly what you can buy, such as in the case of a no buy, which I have also done. So the first thing I'm going to enter into my budget is my starting balance in my checking account. And I should have $2,175.17 to start. And then in terms of paychecks, I'm going to be paying myself $2,500 like I mentioned before. So I do something that most people consider to be paying yourself first, as in before my paycheck hits my checking account, it goes to taxes, of course, retirement savings, personal savings, and investments. By doing this, I only have a certain amount of money in my checking account, which is what I would actually spend. So in that way, it's also another way to limit the amount of money that I spend. So that is going to be $1,250 for each paycheck. Additionally, I have a car insurance bill due, and I normally pay my car insurance bill every 6 months. So the bill is usually a little bit larger. So for this first half of the year, it's going to be $497.07. And that money is usually saved up in a sort of sinking fund. And I'm going to be pulling from that account and adding it to my checking account to pay this bill. That bill is due in the first half of the month, so that's why it's under paycheck 1. So next up is groceries, and that is $150 each half of the month, so a total of $300. In the past, I have been budgeting $250, and it appears that groceries or whatever I'm buying is going up in price. So I've just decided to put it at $300. That way I know I can get whatever I want within that amount of money. Next is gas for my car, and that's also another thing that has gone up. Before, I used to budget around $100 a month, but now I am budgeting $125 per month, and that works out to be $62.50 each paycheck. Next up is housing, and that is $343, and that includes maintenance, fees, and property taxes and insurance. So that is going to be $343, like I've said before. That comes out in the first half of the month. Then my dental insurance is $36.49. And I do not get benefits as part of my job, so I have to pay for it out of pocket on the health exchange. Next up is my cell phone bill, which is $70. And that comes out the first half of the month, and that is for 2 lines. Next are my subscriptions, which work out to be $13.99. The gym, which is $75. Medical insurance is $384.17, and then my internet is $49.99. Electricity is $65. I'm estimating. We'll see when I get the bill. And then car maintenance, which is essentially oil changes, work out to be $10 a month. I normally do that every 4 months. And then lastly, car insurance, which is the same amount that I've allotted up here. So I'll just copy that. Based on the information that I've put in so far, I should have $1,747.07 in deposits for the first half of the month, and then just what I have put in here, so $1,250 for the second half of the month. In total, in terms of deposits, you can see that I have $2,997.07 for the entire month. And of course, the $497.07 isn't actually new income, it's just old income, but for the purposes of calculations, we're gonna count it as income. And then my cost of living, which is the only thing that I've input so far, works out to be $1,969.71. And now we're gonna move on to extra spending, which now is equaling 0, but will not once we get there. So in terms of expenses, I have a tax bill due that I have to pay, and that is to be determined. So we're going to put $0 for now, but we know we have to do it. And then personal care, this month is going to be the Sephora VIB sale, which happens semi-annually. And I like to stock up on all my skincare and bath stuff during this time. I used to buy makeup, but no, I don't anymore. That was part of my no buy that I did a few years ago, and I have since stopped buying makeup. If you want to hear about that experience, you can read my blog post about it. If you're trying to change your spending habits, I definitely suggest you do a no buy. Mine was a year, and it was a great learning experience. So Sephora, I'm going to spend $350. I'm anticipating. I've already selected my cart, so I kind of know what I'm going to end up getting. So that's it for extra spending. Normally, I have a laundry list of other things that I usually get or would like to get, but like I said, I'm trying to cut down my spending. This may change, but whatever the amount is, I'm hoping that in total, I've only spent around $2,500 for the month. So as you can see, extra spending $350 because it's the only thing I input so far. And then my total spending, if I only spend the amount of money that I have here, should be $2,319.71. And then my income minus my expenses equals $677.34 in terms of saving. And then the ending balance in my checking account at the end of the first 2 weeks of the month should be $2,821.26. And then at the end of the month, I should have $2,852.53. And that is it for my April monthly budget. If you have any questions, definitely be sure to leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.